Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're back in the ACR pool playing some more 200 Blitz. Seems like the pool's been back running most days, so don't know why it stopped for a few weeks, but should be able to get more of these Blitz plan explains out to you guys going forward. So as always, just gonna try and play solid and kind of talk through my decisions as they come. So far a bunch of boring pre-flop spots, but hopefully we can get a few interesting ones in this video. Kind of a boring start. Okay, ace-4 suited. I'm going to 3-bet. Maybe something will happen here. We'll open the ace-king on the left. And with ace-4 suited on the right, going to call the 4-bet. Could maybe jam sometimes as well, but definitely not folding. Okay. Not the worst flop for our hand. Face a check, which is a little bit unexpected on a board so good for my opponent's range. Just debating if I want to bet or not. I'm actually happy to just check this back. I mean, I can bet sometimes, but board's a lot better for my opponent. We're gonna have a lot of like under pairs and low suited connectors and stuff that just doesn't really interact with this board. Also, I'm a little bit suspicious when he checks a board this good for him that his hand is pretty strong, or at least like has decent showdown value. But anyway, I'm sure betting on the flop is just fine. Now on the turn, I'm just gonna call. I don't think I need a fast play. It's kind of weird to face a pretty big bet on that turn. I don't really know. I mean, does he just have queens and trap the flop and then wanted to bet because the flush got there on the turn? I don't know. Either way, I'm going to call in. Ace king with the king of spades. We'll take it. Yeah, kind of a weird line from my opponent. I think, I mean, flop check is fine, I guess, at some frequency. Although I would just mainly bet his hand. Then turn sizing seems a little weird to me, but probably like it can be okay, I guess. River, I feel like his hand is strong enough to go all in still, but maybe he wants to balance the small size as well. Either way, we'll take the stack. Here, just gonna call the ace queen. King 6 on the left. No real reason to bet the turn, in my opinion. No spade. Thank you. Queen 10 off, we can mix some opens here. And I'll start with a small bet on the flop. Pretty good board for our range, and not too bad for our hand. And on the turn, I think we just have a clear check back now. And we'll try and show down against 10-6 or a 5, I guess. Perfect. Ace 10 playing recreational, I would imagine. I think just start with a small bet and go from there. Now I'll try and show down the Ace 10. Can have a lot of floats that we beat, and I'll probably look to bluff catch some blank rivers. That is not one of them. Like, kind of everything completes on this river, so easy fold for us. Okay, pocket kings on the right. We will 3-bet, and queens on the left. We will also 3-bet. I think just pretty much always shoving kings in this spot. For a bit deeper, it becomes closer, but I think for under 120, still just gonna go all in. Okay, 9-7 suited, easy defend. Nothing we can really do on this flop. Just gonna continue checking, and then maybe we'll bluff some rivers. Yeah, I think definitely low enough in our range to just bluff. I mean, we'll still have a lot of ace-x that checks twice, so pretty credible. And so did he. That's fine. Against a min raise, definitely defending king 5. Could maybe 3-bet. Oh, can definitely 3-bet sometimes as well, but happy to just call this time. Don't think I really want to raise the flop with this one. And with ace-5 suited, pretty good flop. Gonna start with a check here and look to check raise. And go for the small bet on the turn. Just going to go b66 on the river. With king 5, we called 2 bets. Our opponent checked. Yeah, I don't know. Feels kind of thin. If I knew my opponent was doing things like that, however, I would definitely bet. I didn't really know if he was a recreational or not. Yeah, betting big on the turn with an 8 there is not really a thing, so I assume he'd be more polar on the turn, which means it's really not that easy to get value with our hand on the river, but given he's a lot more linear, I definitely should have bet any king. Okay. Very deep here, but I'm going to peel for the video. Not this time. Expect to face a bet pretty much always, and can't really do anything with our hand. Four deuce, I'm gonna raise. I like to be pretty aggressive against limps unless I know someone's playing a proper limping strategy. And with ace jack suited on the right, I can call or 4-bet. I think I'm just gonna call this time. Encourage this guy to come along and see what happens. But again, another board where we can't really do anything. Okay, on the left with queens, just mainly calling in this spot. Not the flop we were hoping to see. I'm definitely curious to see what this guy shows up with, so if this guy calls, I'm going to stay and watch the river action. But he folds. Okay, with queens again, we face a small bet. I'm just going to call the flop and go from there. It's like pretty annoying to face a big bet on the turn to block a lot of the bluffs, like queen jack, maybe some queen 10, ace queen. But facing a check is pretty good. It's mainly going to check back this hand. River should be better for us. Like I would imagine we have more flushes here, given he will likely barrel a lot of his flush draws, so don't expect him to reopen the action that often. And if he does, I would imagine it's for a small size. Yeah, so quarter pot. I mean, it's not fun, but I am going to call. I think there's still a chance he could potentially, I mean, it seems pretty thin to bet jacks with the heart, but such a small size. I think I'm going to see showdown. He did have jacks with the heart, yeah, so definitely on the thin side, but I mean, we're going to have pocket 10s and some 9x and lower pocket pairs, so I get it. With 9-7, we bet the flop, get a very good turn for our range, but pretty bad cards to bet the turn with. So I'm going to put this one in the bet check bet. And I'm just repping here, like some 10x and pocket jacks basically. And the occasional like queen that checks the turn. Ace deuce. Queen 10 suited, I'll 3-bet this time. And yeah, never expecting that hand to fold. Okay, ace 10 off. I will go ahead and defend blinder's blind, and jack 8 suited we will defend as well on the other table. Definitely going to bet this quite a bit, but this time I'm going to check. I think on the right with jack 8, I don't hate check raising here. Just have some decent backdoors. I'm gonna raise the turn with the ace 10. Jack 8. I think we can keep barreling. We block jack 10 and 10 8. It's definitely not amazing, but it's kind of an awkward spot. Okay, this went check check flop. He blocks turn. I raise. I think I'll play pot and all in on the river. All right, pretty smooth sailing so far. Hopefully, our luck continues. I think this is still a fold for some min raise from out of the gun. Unfortunately. And against this guy, I think we can ISO pretty liberally. And king queen suited on the left, we will 3-bet. I'm going to start with a small bet with ace 9. And then, yeah, I mean, that's one of the worst turns, but I was going to say and go into check call mode. We'll see how big he bets now. Like, this turn is pretty bad. We are drawing dead to quite a lot of hands now. But against the size this small, I'm going to call in case he just has some nonsense, or if he has like some 9-8 or whatnot, king 9. On the left, face a really big 4-bet. I mean, I'm gonna call, but don't love it. At that, like, maybe for that size, honestly, just feels bad, but just could even pitch the king queen. Problem with this is like, it's really large, which is obviously bad for our hand, and then also we're just dominated so much by ace king and ace queen that, I don't know, hand might not perform that well once the sizing gets that large. Okay, with aces on the right, we bet the flop. I'm going to check back this turn, pretty dynamic. He's going to improve a lot, so it's tough for us to get 3 streets now. Pretty bad run out, all things considered. Face pot. I mean, I'm not going to fold, but I don't love it. I am going to 3-bet the king 9 suited on the left against our friend here. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty miserable, but what can you do? That's why we don't fold. Okay, with king 9 suited, a 3-bet, start with a small bet. Not been really getting good situations against this guy. Not going to try and do anything crazy here. Just going to check fold. In case we're suited, we can get in there sometimes with a 3-bet. Flop 2 pair. Obviously, pretty good flop for our range. Can't have 5-4 of diamonds, and we block ace-5, so it's not bad. This feels close. It's a bit bigger than 1/3, and it's in the cutoff, so I'll let it go this time, but smaller bet I would call. Okay, ace-4. I'm gonna check the turn and go from there. Pretty quick check. I mean, I'm just gonna try and show down and beat hand like ace-king, ace-queen. Perfect. Okay, we face a limp from under the gun, definitely gonna ISO ace-9. And on the other table, we will 3-bet the queens. Okay, limp raise from Navy. Noted. Okay, king 10, we're going to start with a check. And I'll start betting the turn now. Pocket jacks on the right. Easy call. Going for the good old coffee bet on the left. King 10. With pocket jacks on the right, I think we can bet sometimes and check sometimes. Go ahead and bet. Okay, interesting turn. I think I'm gonna check back. Like, there's not that many hands we can get. Yeah, I mean, our we don't have a ton of. There's not a ton of worse hands to get called by in the spot. Like, obviously, you can still have some 10x and some pair plus draws and stuff, but we're not dominating a ton of value, and we also don't need that much protection. So, check back and play some rivers. Can also bet. We just have to call a jam. Like, I think both are fine. I was gonna say, I feel like I'm gonna face a huge bet here. Yeah, I mean, I am not gonna fold. I just think it's too, like, he can easily have some like ace king, ace queen type stuff and play this way, and I cap myself pretty hard when I check the turn. And my hand blocks some value, so. Ooh, pocket queens. It's kind of thin for the situation, but I think he read the situation well. Okay, pocket sixes on the left. We call 3-bet. Gonna call the flop. It's kind of interesting. He just went for check call with queens there. It feels like that's the type of hand you want to either bet yourself or check raise. So I was expecting to lose to better hands or see a bluff. But makes sense if he does have queens. It's definitely worth the large size. Okay, with pocket sixes, called 3-bet, called half pot, turn went check check. Just trying to get value from some ace high, basically. Wonder if he would have check jammed queens if I bet the turn. Not sure. Um, 9-6, I think. I can keep checking, maybe bet sometimes. And gonna bet sometimes, check sometimes again on the river. We'll go for a check raise this time. And on the left with ace king, start with a small bet. Pretty good board for us. And a great turn. I'm gonna play a pot and check here on the turn, just repping basically a king or trips. So it'll be pretty polar in the spot. I also expect people probably check raise most of their 4x on the flop, so don't expect to see him show up with a 4 all that often. So I think we're definitely good to go for 3 streets. This is such a small size that I'm just not going to fold, especially because I feel like this is a recreational player. This hand is definitely terrible though, but I think against what I assume is a rec, and for that small of a size, can make it work. Yeah, when like followed up by half pot, I just further says to me this player's probably not a pro. Either way, we have an easy call on the flop. There we go. And I mean, I think here he either has air that's going to fold to any size, or you know, he has some sort of hand that can bluff catch. So just gonna go kind of big, play for stacks, and hope he calls me down. Call. Come on. Ah, not that time. Okay, pocket nines on the left. I will call a 3-bet and check fold flop. Okay, with king 8 suited on the left, I'm going to start with small bet. Ace 5 suited on the right, we rolled pretty high. Gonna go ahead and 4-bet this time. Going pretty big because we're much deeper. Could even potentially go bigger than this. And start with a small bet on the flop. On the left with king 8, I'm going to pot the turn. We block king jack and jack 8, which is pretty good. Take it down. And yeah, ace 5 suited on the right. Start with a small bet. I mean, we block aces, we block ace king, block ace 4 suited and 5-4 suited. Not that that will be in their high frequency, but could be in there if you 3-bet them. And 5-4 for sure if you 3-bet's gonna call 4-bet. I think happy to keep barreling this. Just targeting hands like queens, jacks, 10s. And that, to me, is the give up the river card. I just think we have some better bluffs here. We can have some like ace queen off. It's too easy for him to have a flush, and we don't block enough value, in my opinion. Playing disciplined. Playing disciplined. Our river bluff would have got through on a brick, which was my plan. So unfortunate river, but yeah, I think on the spade it's just not. He just improves to too much value. We'll open this sometimes. Wonder how, like, just having a 3-liner here is enough to call or raise. Like an overcard and 3 to a straight, I mean, can't be that bad. I think I will just bet some other stuff on this turn. Yeah, I mean, I'd be repping so thin, I bet here. Quads. Okay, both times we've completely given up bluffs and our opponents had the nuts, so. Sometimes you gotta rein it in a bit. I think we can 3-bet the queen jack suited though. And this is tempting, but I feel like I'm going to be dominated too often by both of them, to be honest. So I'm going to fold the king queen still. I would just need to know like how big of a wreck this guy is for me to start calling like the offsuit Broadway hands here. Obviously the bigger the wreck it is, like the more incentivized you are to get in there with kind of everything. But if they're more passive and not going to put way too many chips in the middle with bad hands, then it's a lot worse. Curious what he had though. I didn't see because my intuitive tables was blocking it. Let's see. Flip the replayer. He had pocket tens. The other guy had 6-5 suited and never bluffed, which is crazy to me, but okay. All right, pocket sixes. I will defend. Not the worst flop. Just gonna call this time. Can raise occasionally. Not a good turn though. Try and play one more interesting one, and then we'll call it there. King 5, really bad board for us, so I'm gonna start with a check. And on the right with King Jack, I think we can 3-bet here, facing limp and an ISO, small ISO. With King 5, I think we can actually go for some thin value here against worst 5x, obviously 3x deuce x, and then all of his ace x is a gut shot, so probably won't fold. Have to be careful there because people could obviously check raise you pretty aggressively, but I think it works out okay. When both players call here with King Jack, I don't think I really want to bet the flop with nothing. We'll take a turn. For 2 blinds, let's see a river dealer. Very curious what this guy has. Anyway. I think I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. We'll sit out next BB, play our last few hands. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you have any questions, as always, just leave a comment. And we'd be happy to answer them. For the video, let's go ahead and 3-bet ace 10, why not? Take it down. Jack, Jack 8, pretty good board for us. Small bet flop. And we take it down again. Awesome. Okay, thanks again for watching, guys. See you in the next one.